What is going on, guys? This is Michael Williams from Cartoon Universe, and today I want to talk about the newest Star vs. the Forces of Evil episode, Heinous. And this was actually a surprisingly calm and tame episode. There wasn't too many big reveals or anything, which is actually not what I was expecting. I was expecting something much bigger to happen, but this actually served as important development for the story arc of Heinous as a villain, and her relationship with Marco and Star and what it means for the future. And it also kind of backed up some previous theories that we've had and the whole community has had, very common theories. So I'm just going to kind of talk about some of those points. I'm not going to go through the entire episode, really, just kind of the basic things. There's not a lot really happening. There was a lot of beating around the bush. It was still very entertaining. It was a really good episode, but it was pretty common. I think we're going to be calming down for a while, and once we get to towards the season finale, which is actually happening Monday, things are going to get really crazy. We actually have a season 2 promo analysis that we're probably going to release tomorrow, so be on the lookout for that. But yeah, I'm just going to kind of go through this. So Heinous went to see Marco, as we knew was going to happen, at quote unquote Princess Marco, and she drops her car on another car. But Rastakor is growing. Rastakor's arm is still there, it's still intact, but it's actually longer than it was before, which is very interesting. I'm actually going to get back to that later because I think there's a major implication for that. And I think everyone pretty much knows what I'm talking about, but I think this actually kind of supports the theory that I posted a little while ago about Miss Heinous having some type of connection with the monsters, because it seemed like Miss Heinous was very loving and caring with Rastakor, and that was actually kind of confirmed this episode. I suspected that after I can't remember the name of the episode. Gifted the card. After the gift of the card, when Rastakor was basically exploded and his arm was in the box, Heinous, she seemed very worried and concerned, like very genuinely concerned, as if she really cared for Rastakor. And I found that interesting, and there was a part of me that thought that maybe it could have just been nothing, but it looks like it wasn't nothing. It looks like they actually had a relationship. It looks like Miss Heinous really does care for Rastakor. She almost talks to him like a son, like a baby son, which is very interesting. So I don't know if that kind of relates to Eclipsa somehow. Maybe Miss Heinous is sort of like an Eclipsa-esque character. Again, go check out the Heinous is connected to Monster Theories. I'll leave a link in the description below and at the end of the video as well if you want to just watch the whole video. But yeah, basically I explained that Miss Heinous was probably Mumin. I think we all agree on that for the most part. She could have been Moon's sister. She was banished somehow. Maybe she had a thing for the monsters. She connected with the monsters. She maybe understands that the monsters feel basically left out and kicked out and discriminated against from the humans. So I feel like Miss Heinous may have connected with that and kind of turned sort of evil, sort of not cool, and like a bad person for various reasons. Again, I'm not going to explain the whole theory. Go check out the theory video. But yeah, this kind of supports that, seeing that she is very loving, very caring with Rastakor, and that throughout the entire episode consistently. So that's very interesting. Basically, Miss Heinous meets Marco's parents, and Marco's parents are pissed at Marco because he caused this old woman harm and blah blah blah. And basically, the entire episode is them kind of trying to reach an agreement. Miss Heinous is very extreme with her methods. She's like, oh, I want to take out his spine, or oh, how about I take Marco's skeleton and leave it as a sign of so everyone knows not to mess with me again. And just very extreme measures. And Marco's parents are just like, maybe just ground him, or no pizza on Fridays. It was very funny to see that extreme. But yeah, Miss Heinous is definitely a sick person. But basically, they agree that Marco agrees to apologize, and they get it on video. Miss Heinous wants to film it, so all the people at St. Olga's can actually see the video that their hero, Marco, Princess Marco, that they looked up to, she, quote unquote, she is apologizing for the harm that she's caused, and yada yada yada, all that stuff. So Miss Heinous gets Marco in video, but Marco's being sarcastic the whole time because he doesn't actually want to apologize. He doesn't actually want the princesses to feel like they can't be individuals and they can't be themselves. So he basically is being sarcastic as to appease Miss Heinous, because I guess Miss Heinous doesn't understand sarcasm for whatever reason, but the princesses probably will. So Marco basically just pretends like he cares, but he's actually clearly being sarcastic. So this way it kind of gets the princesses at St. O's even more riled up and more hyped and more angry at Miss Heinous for even making him do that in the first place, which I'm sure is going to come back to bite him in the near future. But this was an interesting episode for a number of reasons. Because at the end, we see Miss Heinous go to space, whatever, with Gemini. And what's interesting is it was established that, Princess Marco is like somewhat of a huge public figure. A lot of people look up to Princess Marco. They even he actually has his own action figure line, which is really funny. He's claimed to get a $650 royalty check every month. So that was really funny. But basically, we see at the end that Gemini has a Princess Marco action figure, and he basically sleeps in the trunk. And he talks to the action figure like, "Oh, you are the fairest in all the land." So it looks like Gemini is probably going to betray Miss Heinous at some point, because, Miss Heinous treats Gemini like absolute garbage, absolute trash, and she always has. And I think Gemini might also be kind of jealous of Rastakor because she gives Rastakor so much love and affection, and she gives Gemini absolutely nothing. Even though Gemini is super loyal and has done so much for her, he feels like he isn't really getting the thanks he deserves, essentially. So I feel like Gemini is actually going to play a major role in the future when we get to the major climax of the series. I think Gemini is going to completely betray Miss Heinous and fight for the side of quote-unquote good. But Heinous says something very interesting. She says that the multiverse will basically tremble in fear once she finds out that she has destroyed Princess Marco and Princess Star. So I don't understand Miss Heinous' motives, because it seemed like this entire episode, all she wanted was some type of apology or reparation for the harm that Marco caused. But here's the thing that's interesting. Before, in Gift of the Card, she wanted Marco alive, I guess, to apologize or do something, and she wanted Star dead. And then this entire episode, she was talking about things that would literally kill Marco, right? And at the end, she said she wants to kill both Marco and Star. So I don't know if her motives are just changing, or if she just is so insane that she's not even consistent with her own insanity. I have no idea, but I don't know why now she wants to kill both of them. But what's even more interesting is she's clearly evil. She clearly doesn't have much of a moral compass. So what's confusing there is, if she wanted to kill Princess Marco and Princess Star, why didn't she just do that? Like, I don't see Miss Heinous being against killing them, and I don't see Miss Heinous being against killing Marco's parents either. If she wants to destroy Star and Marco so much, she could have just done it. If she's not against killing children, then she shouldn't be against killing parents, grown adults that are basically there for the children. So I don't know. I don't know what she wants exactly. I don't know what her end game is at all. I really don't, because she got the apology. She's going to try to get control of St. O's, most likely, yet again. She might want overall power, because she said the multiverse will tremble in fear. So maybe she wants to control the multiverse or rule the multiverse or something like that. I have absolutely no idea, but it's very strange that before she wanted Marco alive and Star dead, now she wants them both dead, but she didn't kill them. So I'm not sure what her end game is exactly. If anyone knows, let us know in the comments down below. But very interesting tidbit, and I think this is going to tie everything together. She said at the end of the episode, Rastakor basically grows an elbow, and she says that you will be fully grown soon. Oh, so very soon. So if we look at like the time that passed between Gift of the Card, when Rastakor actually got destroyed, essentially, it looks to me, hasn't been that long. It's been probably a few months, maybe. I'm not sure. I'm sure there's an actual time frame. But Toffee's finger has been in Star's closet for longer than Rastakor's been exploded. Now, I don't know if there's different regeneration speeds or what, but I think we might be seeing something pretty trippy, and I'm not sure exactly how this might be pieced together, but, and I'm sure people have mentioned this, I've kind of mentioned this before, but I'm just kind of want to like rethink about this, because I sort of kind of like forgot about Toffee's fingers, because there's been so much other stuff happening, even related to Toffee, but that I almost forgot about his finger in the closet. But I think what we're going to see here is we're going to get 2 Toffees. I think we might get 2 Toffees on some Kingdom Hearts Xehanort / Voldemort Horcrux type of nonsense. And I think I literally mentioned that before, actually, the Horcrux part. I think what's going to happen is we're going to get a physical Toffee that is completely back after he's fully grown from the finger in the closet. And we may actually get a spiritual Toffee that is possessing the wand that might end up going to like Eclipsa or something and at the end game. Or maybe he'll just continually possess Ludo every now and then. But man, this is very interesting. I like because I think that the whole point of Miss Heinous saying, "Oh, he'll be back soon," isn't so much for Rastakor as it is for Toffee. I think that was more so, "Oh, you'll be back so very soon." Like Rastakor is a threat, but Rastakor is not the main threat. You know what I mean? So like saying that for Rastakor is one thing, but saying that kind of alluding to Toffee is like a whole nother thing. And I think we might actually see that by the end of the season potentially, because that's what it seems like they're kind of alluding to. And Toffee's finger's been there longer. I don't know. I don't even know if Toffee's finger can grow back like that, but we'll just have to wait and see. Maybe Ludo has to retrieve it and they need the wand and then it comes together. I'm not sure, but we'll see. But I think it's possible that we may actually see two Toffees, a physical Toffee and a spiritual Toffee, and that would just kind of give him more reign to do what he wants and get his end goal finished. So I'm really excited for that. A lot of cool stuff happening. Like I said, we're gonna have a season 2 promo. There's a season 2 promo that came out recently, so we're gonna analyze that promo and talk about what we think is gonna happen, what we think is gonna go down, and just kind of piece together all the little clips in that promo. But thank you guys so much for watching. As always, be sure to follow us on Twitter, and big shout out to all of our amazing patrons. Thanks so much for tuning in. I've been Michael Williams. You've been watching Cartoon Universe, and we will see you in the next video. Peace.